we have learned an important relation. What is that? E is equal to minus dV by dr. So from where we have derived this equation, the initial position was dV is equal to minus E into dr. This is what, from this position, from this equation, we have derived this one, just after rearranging the values, the variables. Now in that example, that was a uniform electric field, and we were taking a charge, and the path of the charge while moving was parallel to electric field, like in this way. Basically it is anti-parallel, but anyway these two lines are parallel, right? Now when this distance is taken as dr. Now let's say instead of this, when I am moving the charge in this way, will there be a change in work done? Or if there is a change, what is the new value? Let's say this is still dr. So what I have done, I have moved an object from this position to this position, and we are going to find the value of potential difference. Now potential difference, the definition of the potential difference is still the same. What is potential difference? VA minus VB or VAB. What is that? Work done divided by Q. So work done of AB divided by value Q. Now see, this displacement can be split into two. One is parallel and another one is perpendicular. So basically this is a vector, right? This vector can be split into two. If when dr has been split in these two directions, this will be dr cos theta and this will be dr sin theta. Let me explain it to you first. Okay, so dr, I am going to represent it as a triangle here. So this was my dr, right? Now I have split dr into two directions. One is this and another one is this. So I am going to represent this one at this place. Now let's say this is, I am going to mention it as dr's parallel component, and this is dr perpendicular component. So parallel component means parallel with respect to E. So this component is basically parallel with respect to E, right? And this component is perpendicular with respect to E. So anyway dr has been split into dr parallel and dr perpendicular. Now if this angle is given, how will you get the value of dr perpendicular and how will you, parallel, and how will you get the value of dr perpendicular? You can use sin theta and cos theta. What is sin theta? Sin theta is opposite by hypotenuse. So dr perpendicular divided by hypotenuse is dr. So from this implies that dr perpendicular is equal to dr sin theta. What is dr perpendicular? The component which is perpendicular to E, this one. So dr sin theta. Similarly, what is cos theta? Adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So dr parallel divided by hypotenuse is dr. This implies dr parallel is equal to dr cos theta. So dr, this one is the parallel component, that is dr sin theta. So next time onwards, you can take in this way. Whenever you are finding the component of a vector, the one that has theta in it. So this component has theta in it, right? This component doesn't have theta in it. So the one which is having theta in it, that will be cos component. So this is dr cos theta and this is dr sin theta. For example, if this is 5 and if this angle is 30, and that has been split into two components. One is this and other one is this. So this component has theta in it. So that will be 5 cos 30 and this will be 5 sin 30. Okay, leave it anyway. So here in this case, I have two components, right? So one is this one and other one is this one. We got this one as dr cos theta and this one as dr sin theta. And what is the force we are applying? That is QE. And we have learned one thing in work power energy. Work will only be done by the force when the displacement is in the direction of force, which means when we are lifting an object in this way, okay, overhead, So what is the force we are applying? We are applying a force of mg in this direction. Okay, now when we are making a displacement in this direction, we have learned in last year the work done is equal to 0 because we have applied mg in this direction, but the displacement is not along the force. It is perpendicular to the force. Work done in this way, it is 0. So it's the same case, right? QE is in this direction and this displacement C, it is perpendicular to QE, which means for dr sin theta, we don't need to do any work because it is perpendicular. Okay, but for dr cos theta, there will be work done. Clear? So dr when split into dr sin theta and dr cos theta, okay, out of that we know that for dr sin theta, work is not required because that is perpendicular to QE. But for dr cos theta, work is required. Okay, so what will be the work done? Just multiply these two, QE into dr cos theta. Okay, now E is a vector, dr is again a vector. So what is a vector? Another vector cos theta. I can simplify this as A dot B, that is dot product. So I can represent it as Q into E dot dr. That is nothing but E dr cos theta. So this is work done. Now substituting this equation, what is potential difference? VAB is nothing but work done by charge. So Q into E dot dr divided by Q. So Q will cancel and this will become E dot dr. VAB. So we have two relations here. One is E dot dr. VAB is equal to E dot dr, or this is nothing but dv. dv is equal to E dot dr, or dv is equal to minus E into dr. See, both the equations are the same. Let me prove it for you. Okay, let's say when I am moving an object from here till here parallelly, basically we have proved that this equation is what we have to apply. But if you are applying this equation, that will also give you the right answer. What is E dot dr? E into dr into cos theta. Alright, which means vector E into vector dr into angle in between E and R. What is angle E here? So what is the direction of E here? This. What is the direction of R here? This one. What is the angle in between these two? 180. Now this will become E into dr into cos 180. What is cos 180? Minus 1. So that will simply become minus E into dr. It's the same thing. So better you can memorize this equation, the general equation. dv is equal to E dot dr. Okay, but you can also use this equation. This is very important. I mean, here in this case, dv is equal to minus E into dr. Okay, this is into. This is just multiplication, but this is vector multiplication. Now, when you do vector multiplication, you will automatically get this answer. Thank you.